America, home of the free. Free is our favorite word.
Huh.
Like free refills. We get it. That's why at Morgan & Morgan, our fee is free. That means you don't pay anything unless we win your case. Injured? Call Morgan & Morgan. ForThePeople.com.
It's free!
Here's me, Bob, looking comfy on my Bobapedic Signature Gel Queen mattress. And here's me on a similar mattress I bought from one of the big national brands. Mine is 13 and a half inches thick. Theirs is 10. Mine has a 20-year warranty. Theirs is 10. Mine comes in firm, plush, and half and half. And get this, mine is only $11.99, and theirs is $21.99. Here's me again on my Signature Gel Queen mattress, knowing I made a smart purchase. And here's me on my competitor's mattress, worrying that I overpaid.
Get Bob's discount!
Blood availability isn't the only thing in low supply these days. Buying a vehicle is tougher than ever, and Kentucky Blood Center wants to help. Donate now through September 10th, and you'll be entered to win a 2022 Toyota RAV4. Visit kybloodcenter.org for more info.
Support the incredible children of St. Jude and help them win the fight of their lives. Then reserve your $100 St. Jude Dream Home ticket and enter to win a new house. Help beat childhood cancer by going to dreamhome.org to reserve your ticket. Plus, if you reserve by August 19th, you'll also have a chance to win the early bird prize, the Ultimate Car Care Package, valued at $10,000, courtesy of Gates Auto Family and Detail Lex. You could win a house, but you will make a difference in the lives of children with cancer.
Big storm or clear skies, you need to be prepared for whatever is out your door. That's why WKYT First Alert Weather is alerting you first. Every weekday on Facebook Live. Brought to you by Fayette Heating and Air.
Now from WKYT, more local news throughout the morning. The latest on recovery efforts in eastern Kentucky 5 days after historic flash flooding. Plus, how Floyd County leaders are tackling back-to-back disasters. And efforts to save pieces of Appalachian history at one of coal country's oldest schools.
This is WKYT News on the CW Lexington.
Good morning. Welcome to WKYT Mornings. We're here with more local news each weekday between 7 and 9. We are waiting to hear from Governor Beshear with an update on flood relief efforts in eastern Kentucky. But right now, I'm joined by meteorologist Jim Caldwell in the First Alert Weather Center. Jim, a lot of that rain has moved out of our area.
Right, and the only thing that's left over for us, I think, today will be some scattered chances of showers and storms. There might be another complex that tries to roll through later on, but as it stands this morning, we are rain-free here in central eastern Kentucky. There's a little light rain showing up in Pulaski County, some of what was kind of blown away from that main complex that went through western Kentucky earlier this morning. And you're watching another round of thunderstorms dropping in for our western skies, and then some more activity behind it. So that's what we're watching here for you, at least immediately. Our breakdown, I think we're mainly dry. There could be a scattered shower or thunderstorm. It's a little sticky out there as well. Temperatures should run 85 to 90 without any rain around. If you get some rain, it could be cooler than that. We'll break this down a little more in detail coming up in just a little bit.
Jim, thank you. Flood rescue and recovery efforts continue in eastern Kentucky. Governor Beshear says yesterday hundreds of people were still unaccounted for. 37 are confirmed dead. 5 counties are already approved for individual aid. The governor is asking FEMA to expand that number. The Team Eastern Kentucky Flood Relief Fund is up to more than $1.5 million. People in neighboring counties continue to lend a helping hand to flood survivors. Multiple schools in Wolfe County have been operating as shelters for days now. Jim Stratman is outside Wolfe County High School with more on their efforts.
Officials I've spoken with this morning tell me that there are about 80 to 85 people inside Wolfe County High School at this point. It's set up and serving as a Red Cross shelter for people affected by the flooding, but it's not the only shelter here in the Wolfe County area. Wolfe County Middle School is sheltering patients from Jackson Nursing Home. The elementary school is housing people and families who are able to escape with their pets. The Wolfe County Board of Education posted on Friday that they were collecting donations for flood relief at the schools as well. They said the biggest needs at this point are clean clothing, shoes, socks, and underwear. We've heard that donated clothing is going to be going down to Mountain Mission on Highway 30 in Jackson, and all other donations are going to be going to the First Church of God on Highway 30 in Jackson. Donations are still being accepted, and they will be accepted for the next number of days. I mean, we've talked with officials who have said that this is not something that Eastern Kentucky is going to be able to recover from here in a matter of days, weeks.
All right, Jim, thanks. And Governor Beshear is now giving another update on those recovery efforts. Let's go live to Frankfort.
And the challenges that our people are facing. I can say from having been in Knott and Perry and Letcher counties, it is absolutely devastating out there. It's going to take years to rebuild. People left with absolutely nothing. Homes that we don't know where they are, just entirely gone. And we continue to find bodies of our brothers and sisters that we have lost. From yesterday, we have 37 confirmed fatalities. We'll be getting an update on that during this update, and we'll read it out when it's brought to me. Weather, a little bit of good news. It stayed pretty much dry last night. We were very worried about overnight flooding. Of course, one of the reasons that this one's been so deadly is that it did flood overnight in the worst of it. People asleep, and by the time they woke up, they were already in a very dangerous situation. Today, there is a possibility of storms, but it is isolated and it is diminishing. The forecast has gotten better overnight, and it's even gotten better as of this morning. But it's going to get really, really hot. And that is now our new weather challenge. I mean, areas that are devastated, that we're still getting power to some places, are going to be dangerously hot. So especially for our seniors and those who are otherwise fragile, we need to make sure we get them to a cool place. We do have cooling centers. They are set up for today. Really proud of emergency management in our counties for getting that done. I'll read that out in a minute. But first, if we could put up the heat slide, it's going to be bad. Highs ranging from the mid 80s to 90 Wednesday and Thursday. So we really have one day to prepare, though it's going to start heating up today. These temperatures combined with a humid air mass will make it feel much hotter. The heat index is expected to peak near or above 100 in some locations. So what that means is, listen, I know you may be out there working to salvage whatever you can, but be really careful Wednesday and Thursday when it gets hot. We're bringing in water by the truckloads. We're going to make sure we have enough for you, but you're going to need a cool place at least to take a break, if not to spend part of these days. Number of rescues, hard to count, but definitely over 1,300. One person was rescued yesterday by Fish and Wildlife. So this is still an active situation where some people are still cut off. Now, some of them are safe, right? Some of them have lost the private bridge that goes over what folks out there would probably call their creek, but it's much bigger than that. We continue to make sure that we are ready to assist anyone and everybody that needs help. I want to thank our Fish and Wildlife, our Kentucky National Guard. I believe we've got the best National Guard in the country, and I think they prove it time and time again. Number of air rescues by them, just amazing when you think about the period of time. And they went out and came back, brought people in, some bleeding and hurt. Folks at the airport took care of them, fed them, got them back on their feet. You know what? The Guard, KSP, were out there again immediately looking for other people. Remember when I was in the air over Breathitt County, we had at least 6 helicopters out there, just rescue after rescue after rescue. So a huge thanks to Fish and Wildlife, the Kentucky National Guard, the Tennessee National Guard, the West Virginia National Guard, Kentucky State Police, and all of the other agencies that have come up. We live in a special state. Not only did Mayfield Fire Department come up to help, I was in the city of Marion yesterday. They're experiencing a water crisis, and I walked into the place we store water, and it is piled so high I almost cried because thinking about getting water to these places in eastern Kentucky. You know what they told me, city management? They're working on surplusing a couple of their vehicles because they know folks in eastern Kentucky are going to need them in the months to come. Good people out there helping. A total of 191 people are temporarily housed at our state parks. I think I have a number coming up later about Red Cross shelters. Jenny Wiley State Resort Park has 145 people occupying rooms, cottages, and the campground. Rooms are fully booked, but campground space is available. We have 25 travel trailers that have made it to Jenny Wiley. Think about how fast that is compared to having to purchase them and get them out in the West. 2 are already operational and ready for occupancy. The others, we're getting up and running. You got to do a couple inspections. You got to get them hooked up. We have 17 travel trailers at the Knott County Sportsplex. None are occupational yet, but we're getting them up and running. And 4 are at Carr Creek in Knott County. Again, some more work to do there, but that is a lot of travel trailers that we've moved very quickly. We have 4 people staying in one camper at the Paintsville State Park Campground. We still, Pine Mountain now has a total of 5 people temporarily housed. We still have 5 rooms available. You need a place to stay, and that works for you. Pine Mountain State Resort Park. And in great news, Buckhorn Lake State Resort Park is up and running. It's been taking people in. It has power. It has water. Thank you to Kentucky Power. Thank you to the Division of Water. Thank you to AT&T, which got cellular service up there. And Buckhorn normally doesn't have cell service. So a great place where people can stay, take a shower because we got the water working. A real blessing. I knew it took moving heaven and earth. This is an area hit pretty much the hardest to make this happen. This was the #1 request in Perry County, and it is now complete. There are 37 people occupying rooms, and 27 rooms and 3 cottages are available. So with the heat coming up, we put out the call for cooling stations, and they have been set up in time. In fact, before this heat, we may, for the first time, be ahead of the weather. That's not hubris. We know anything could happen, but this is pretty exciting. In Breathitt County, the library at 1024 College Avenue, Lost Creek, is going to serve as their cooling location. In Floyd County, the Floyd Community Center, 7199 Kentucky 80 in Langley. That's also, I believe, where they're taking donations. Johnson County, the City of Paintsville Recreational Center, 232 Preston Street in Paintsville. Knott County, it's the Sportsplex, where you can, as you'll hear in a minute, also talk to FEMA. 450 Kenny Champion Loop, Liebern. They're doing a great job there. So many folks helping so many folks. Letcher County Central High School, 435 Cougar Drive in Whitesburg. In Perry County, their community center, 354 Perry Park in Hazard. In Pike County, Valley Elementary, 162 Douglas Parkway. And in Wolfe County, their senior center, 76 Marion Street in Campton. If you don't see a county or an area up here, it's because most likely they have power. And so people are going to be able to stay cool. And as you'll hear in a minute, they've worked really hard to reduce the number of people without power, though that gets harder and harder as those numbers get smaller. But very proud of people's work here. And everybody out there, don't be too proud to go to one of these places. It's going to be really hot and really dangerous. So if you've got a family member, maybe that's older or maybe that has some conditions, you want to make sure that you get them to a place where they're going to be cool enough, especially over those 2 days. We have 11 emergency shelters active. They're assisting 429 people, 1 in Clay, Floyd, Knott, 2 in Letcher, 3 in Wolfe, and 3 in Perry. You can visit our flood resource page at governor.ky.gov/disaster-response/flood-resources. Listen, when you get on this, it is a huge range of services. And so if you have a family member that is looking for answers on how to do this or how to do that, this is a website to go to where you can read. I was going through it this morning just to make sure how comprehensive it is. We'll continue to add to it, but there is a lot there. And if you're hearing me say something, it's going up on there as well. Yesterday, I sent a request to FEMA for additional individual assistance to add counties. To add more counties. Thus far, we have individual assistance to Breathitt, Clay, Knott, Letcher, and Perry. I do expect that we will get more. That happened during the tornadoes, and I hope that we're going to get some good news for at least a couple counties today. Currently, renters and homeowners in Breathitt, Clay, Knott, Letcher, and Perry counties who are affected can apply for individual disaster assistance. You can do it online at disasterassistance.gov, or by calling 1-800-621-FEMA. Additional counties are expected to qualify. When applying for assistance, you're going to need your current phone number and a phone number where you can be contacted, and you got to pick up the phone. All of us are programmed now not to pick up the phone if we don't recognize a number. If you make a FEMA claim online, you're going to need to have a phone with you where they can call you back. You're going to need your address at the time of the disaster and your address where you're now staying, your social security number, general list of damages and losses, banking information if you choose direct deposit, and if you're insured, your policy number or the agent or the company name. And some of the best news today, we have FEMA mobile registration centers up and running as of this morning. This is really fast to have these already up and running for individual assistance. Here are the locations. I expect a lot of people are going to be going to them today, so be patient if you can. I know that's hard if you've lost everything. In Breathitt County, 421 Jet Drive in Jackson. In Clay County, it's the Clay Community Center, 311 Highway 638. In Knott County, it's that Sportsplex. In Letcher County, it's their Recreation Center, 1505 Jenkins Road. And in Perry County, it's the Hazard Community and Technical College, 1 Community College Drive. Hours for the center are 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Daily. So you're going to need certain information. If you go, it's going to be a lot of the information that I just mentioned. FEMA's also getting people that will be able to go neighborhood to neighborhood. Listen, you're likely going to have to start a claim and then potentially add to it over time. And it's a more complicated process than I wish it was. Don't give up. We're willing to help. Others are willing to help to walk you through. We are going to work to set up other services that people need in these same locations. We want to make sure that when you go in to do your FEMA claim, once we can get up and running, you can get a driver's license. You can file for unemployment if you need to. I'll read in a minute. We're working on disaster unemployment with the federal government. The program isn't up and running yet. We're waiting on our federal partners. But when it is, I've at least asked our cabinet secretaries, get everything to the same place so that we can help people as quickly as possible. Kentuckians in the 5 counties included in the federal disaster declaration for individual assistance and any that will be added are eligible to request a refund of Kentucky sales and use tax paid on the purchase of building materials permanently installed in the repair or replacement of structures damaged by flooding. So if you have a house that has damage, but you've still got that house, and you are going to be purchasing building materials that are permanently installed in that house in the repair, you can request sales and use tax refunds. These sales tax refunds are good for purchases made on or after the date of the disaster declaration, up to $6,000 in tax per building. They'll have 3 years from the disaster declaration to make that request for a refund to the Kentucky Department of Revenue. So keep your receipts. Document what you are buying to make your repairs. So property owners living in any one of these 5 designated counties can visit the Kentucky Department of Revenue's website at revenue.ky.gov to learn more about how to apply for a sales tax refund. We need to get that up on our overall page as well. If you need personal assistance, you can call 502-564-5170. Select option 1 to speak to a member of the revenue staff. We'll get that up on our website too. Overall, federal disaster declaration signed by the president on July 29th. 14 counties and 3 cities have declared states of emergency. Cellular service. It's great news. The infrastructure in Eastern Kentucky appears to be completely restored for now. I know there are probably pockets that are still challenging. Commonwealth Office of Technologies deployed a Starlink device at Buckhorn State Park. And FirstNet AT&T has deployed a Salt Colt to the lodge that provides Wi-Fi, cellular service, and internet to Buckhorn State Park for the citizens that are going to be there. Saw their representative in the EOC yesterday. Thank you to Carlos and AT&T. Kentucky State Police is still taking reports of missing loved ones. I think they've done over 1,000 wellness checks where they have found a lot of people. Remember, there are individual numbers to call depending on the county that your loved one is in. I'd ask the media to continue getting this information out. These are important numbers. And I heard from the commissioner this morning. I mean, they are doing wellness checks to find people. If you're unable to get through the phone, we have the email address, ksppubaff@ky.gov. We've got this up on social media. It's up on the website. Make sure you have the information at the bottom to report. Debris cleanup. I know a lot of people are working on that. Witnessed it firsthand. Watch for down utility and communication lines. If a line is on the ground, it may still be a part of a communication network. Mark down lines with bright tape or a safety cone. Call your local utility to report down lines. If you can, wear boots, work gloves, and safety glasses. Move debris close to, but not in the street. Kentucky Transportation Cabinet crews working to clear debris and get more roads reopened. A lot of the activity is focused on clearing drain pipes. That's key to preventing water from backing up and causing local flooding. Crews are also assessing properties in the region where debris can be taken. Clearing the debris is half of the job. There must be a site to safely dispose it. So far, 14 sites have been identified. In Perry County, 4 state routes are still closed or partially closed. Detours are available. The exception is Route 1146, which runs through the Lost Creek area. Crews plan to make a temporary pedestrian crossing until the larger repair can be made. About 75% of bridges in the region have been inspected. 20 remain closed, 4 in Floyd, Pike, and Perry counties, and 16 county bridges in Owsley, Knott, Fletcher, and Perry counties. Perry is twice there. We'll figure that out. Power outages. Folks have worked really hard. I know Kentucky Power is working really hard. I saw all their crews out. We're down to 9,686 outages. 9,686. Significant progress has been made in Eastern Kentucky overnight. So the Eastern Kentucky region, because that was statewide, appears to be about 7,500. Remember, we were up 25,000 or more, down to about 7,500. Remember, as the number gets lower, it gets harder because that's where the infrastructure is hit the hardest. Water outages, also down at least some, though the boiled water advisory is about the same. 18,002 service connections without water, about 45,600 service connections, got to boil your water. 21 water systems, limited operations. All systems are actively making water, filling storage tanks, and pushing out water distribution. Our goal is to have so much water in these places, they tell us to stop sending them water. Wastewater. One wastewater system is not operational. That's hazard WWTP due to flooding. 17 wastewater systems under limited operations. 3 wastewater plants experiencing bypasses. 13 systems experiencing discharges from portions of their collection system. Education and Labor Cabinet working to establish the Disaster Unemployment Assistance Program, working with federal partners for those 5 counties. There are still steps to do before it gets up and going, but then they will have people on the ground to help process claims. Red Cross number. If you've been impacted, make sure you call the Red Cross, 1-800-RED-CROSS, 1-800-733-2767. Recap of legal actions we've taken. State of emergency, price gouging prohibition, EO on pharmacies to where they can, a lot of flexibility and refills and others helping out, waiving weight and hour limits on trucks to get things to the area, suspension on the UI work search and 7-day waiting period requirements to help people in need, out-of-state electricians' licenses and 14-day grace period for electric inspections so we can have more people on the ground. The Team Eastern Kentucky Relief Fund. And we were working yesterday on waiving fees for people to get their driver's license, new driver's license, car titles, and other things they have to replace. As of this morning, 17,925 contributions to the Team Eastern Kentucky Flood Relief Fund.ky.gov for a little over $2.3 million. This is a fully transparent fund. It even has legislative oversight. We've testified on the other fund multiple times. No administrative fees whatsoever. Every dollar will go to help families and people impacted in the area. A couple things we can all do to let the people in Eastern Kentucky know that we're thinking about them. First, we've directed the flags at state office buildings to be lowered to half staff for 1 week in honor of the Kentuckians lost or impacted by this flooding. It began sunrise this morning, and it's going to remain until sundown on Monday, August 8th. And I encourage everybody who flies a flag to do the same. We're also bringing back our green lights, this time not for COVID, but for those really suffering. We've lighting up our Capitol Dome and the governor's mansion here. If you still have them, get them out. Just something you can do to send more prayers and let people know that we are one Kentucky and that we are going to stand with these families today, tomorrow, next week, next month, and next year to get them back on their feet. All right. Do we have any other updates that have come in since we started? Okay.
WKYT First Alert Weather, alerting you first every weekday on Facebook Live.
Every search you make, every click you take, every move you make, every step you take, I'll be watching you.
The internet doesn't have to be so creepy. DuckDuckGo is a free all-in-one privacy app with a built-in search engine, web browser, one-click data clearing, and more. Stop companies like Google from watching you by downloading the app today. DuckDuckGo. Privacy simplified.
Got me unawares there. Is there any report? I got two, obviously. Any report on the number of injuries that we've sustained in addition to the deaths from the flooding? And also, I noticed the Monday afternoon COVID numbers saw several declines. The number of deaths, the positivity rate, number of new cases, and that. Is that just an anomaly because of the Eastern Kentucky flooding, or are we starting to see a good trend?
We'll work on injuries if there is a good way to get them. People are getting assistance, medical assistance in so many different ways. And some of the clinics and hospitals are operating right now on paper. We'll see what information out there is available. COVID, the map this week is rough. That's why we're trying to get people into individual rooms instead of group shelters. It's all red and orange, and it's more red. Red and yellow. It's more red than it is yellow. Positivity rate did dip a little bit. I hope that's the start of a positive trend, because positivity rate would not be impacted by anything going on in Eastern Kentucky. This variant is spreading really, really quickly, may burn through the population pretty quickly. Certainly hospitalization. We don't like that. It's not rising anywhere near on the slope that either Delta or Omicron, or for that matter, Alpha went, but still cause for concern. So especially if you are vulnerable, wear that mask, get vaccinated. Vaccination's also up. Make sure you get boosted, especially if you're over 60. Make sure that you get boosted. Over 50. Make sure you get boosted. Stu Johnson, WEKU.
Yes, thank you, Governor. I spoke to an incident command coordinator Saturday in Jackson who said that he had a list of missing people at that point. Is there a master list of the missing, and roughly what number is that?
Yeah, so we're still working on how to get a number that would be anywhere near accurate, Stu. We could have a number of one of the posts about the people that called in, and how many of them have been located and haven't, but that's nowhere near going to be accurate for those that may be missing. I mean, we're finding people that might not have been reported missing originally. So still trying to get a grasp on a region where we might not have been able to give you a number beforehand about how many people lived in this area or that area about it. Any lists that people have are all about people who have called in and said, can you find this person or that person. And I know they're out looking. Other thing they're doing is they're going down the path of the water. And those won't be all the people lost, but they're going down the path of the water, both with people looking for folks and with dogs. And ultimately, we're still finding one rescue yesterday at least. That's good news. And then, we're going to have some bad news probably to report later today, too. Karen Czar, WKY. Karen is off. Okay. Thank you all. We'll have more updates from the road today. Going to be in 3 additional counties. We're making sure that people know that we love and care about them. If you want to help, please don't send clothes at this point. Water, cleaning supplies being the donations that people need the most. You can see the sites to donate goods online. And any dollars to the fund are going to go to help these people. Let's show people we yesterday in Hopkinsville. Water money, water infrastructure, which we need so bad, this proves, and a major jobs announcement on the electric vehicle side, which is good for Hope. That region deserves it. They've been hit hard too. And one of the groups gave us a check for the Eastern Kentucky Relief Fund. You can understand if they wanted to save every dollar they could to repair their own region. And they gave us a check for the fund. We are full of really special people out there. Let's keep being good people. There's no red or blue. There's no team Democrat or Republican right now. There's only Team Kentucky, and Team Kentucky needs to be there for Eastern Kentucky. Thanks.
You've heard the governor there talking about heat, a real concern for them right now. Now, WKYT is partnering with Foundation for Appalachian Kentucky and Appalachian Regional Healthcare for Appalachia Rises. You can help by scanning the QR code there on your screen to go to our fundraiser page. There you'll find ways to donate to the ARH Foundation Fund for Flood Relief and the Foundation for Appalachian Kentucky Crisis Fund. We also have information if you want to send a check instead. We'll be back with more WKYT Mornings after this.
Need to track weather on the go? Get the first alert with the WKYT Weather app.
Do you suffer from knee pain? Ever been diagnosed with osteoarthritis? Or worried about the risks involved with knee surgery?
It hurt all the time, like the nerves were rubbing against each other.
I was at the point of either replace my knees because I'm tired of this pain.
Get the relief you need without surgery. We're Arthritis Knee Pain Centers, the premier leaders in non-surgical knee pain treatments. Instead of surgically replacing your knees, our state-of-the-art procedures replenish the depleted natural cushioning in your joints with an FDA-approved shock-absorbing gel, without surgery and without downtime.
After the first injection, I knew it was going to work.
We've successfully treated thousands of patients. Medicare and most private insurance cover this procedure.
Full motion, no pain, walking, everything just back normal like it used to be.
Now with locations in Lexington. Call 1-800-829-5680 for a free no-obligation knee pain assessment or go to arthritis-kneepain.com.
There are no words to describe the perfect pairing of Zaxby's hand-breaded fingers and our 12 delectable sauces. But there is a sound, and that sound is The Zaxby's Chicken Finger Plate with endless sauce abilities. Only at Zaxby's.
Advance your nursing career at Frontier Nursing University. Our distance education programs allow you to complete coursework and a clinical experience in your own community to become a nurse midwife or nurse practitioner. Visit frontier.edu today.
Safe Auto.
Some things aren't worth putting off, like your car insurance. Good thing we're here to remind you.
WKYT Mornings continues on the CW Lexington.
Welcome back to WKYT Mornings on the CW. We're following the latest on how Kentuckians are working together to get food and shelter to flood victims, plus incredible footage of crews pulling people from rising floodwaters, and where Eastern Kentuckians are finding the strength to go on. First, we're going to check in with meteorologist Jim Caldwell on the First Alert Weather Center. Jim, kind of glad to see a lot of that rain staying away from our area for now.
Right, and it does for an extended period of time over the next few days. So many areas are going to have some dry time, but some scattered showers, thunderstorms are possible, even with today's forecast. I'm seeing a little bit of rain right now down in Pulaski County currently, just at least a little bit there, and also over to Wayne County. But the main action that we're tracking this morning is well off to our west, and it should stay there for a while. Forecast breakdown, widespread rain for us is over. We get the scattered chance of showers and storms today, but I don't think we see a lot. A few showers around on Wednesday. It's another mostly dry day. And then on Thursday, scattered storms increase around here, and temps remain elevated. Still 85, 90, so we have plenty of heat to get through the next few days. We'll be tracking that coming up in just a little bit.
Jim, thank you. Hundreds of people are still missing in the wake of last week's flooding. Last night, Governor Beshear confirmed that death toll has risen to 37. He ordered flags to half-staff through Monday in honor of those victims. He's also encouraging Kentuckians to light their homes green, like many did when the pandemic began. Today, the governor will meet with emergency management leaders in Pike, Floyd, and Breathitt counties. Those counties are working together to support one another. Jim Stratman is in Wolfe County, where a lot of Breathitt County flood survivors are taking shelter.
Officials I spoke with out here this morning tell me that there are about 80 to 85 people inside Wolfe County High School right now. Currently, it's being used as a Red Cross shelter for people affected by the flooding. We also know that Campton Elementary is housing about 80 to 85 people as well. That shelter has been set up for people specifically who were able to bring their pets. That official told me that it is important for people here to know that there are people who want to help during this time of need. School leaders tell us that their staff has been volunteering at these shelters since they opened last week. Wolfe County Tourism put out a call on social media for more volunteers to come in and help. And they've also asked for donations. From people I've spoken with, donations have been flowing in from the Wolfe County community and really all across the state of Kentucky. Leaders are asking for things like new clothes, shoes, socks, and underwear. We also know that Wolfe County Middle School is serving as a shelter, but specifically for patients from the Jackson nursing home. Now, I have been told that the plan at this point is to have those patients move back into the nursing home in Jackson in the coming days. Reporting in Wolfe County, Jim Stratman, WKYT.
Kentucky Fish and Wildlife is going door to door to find people in need. Yesterday, we followed conservation officers through Perry County's Erie community. Teams worked through debris-covered roads to deliver supplies, food, and water.
If you just showed up today and looked at it, you would honestly think it was a tornado that hit. You have houses completely ripped from their house seats. You have double-wide trailers, single-wide trailers that's pushed down the creek and river hundreds of yards, and some that's totally missing.
Other crews are still searching those hard-hit areas for people who were swept away by the flood. First responders have rescued more than 1,400 Kentuckians from floodwaters. More than 650 were rescued by helicopter within 3 days of that flood. Hundreds more were saved by boat. Videos show National Guard members from Kentucky, Tennessee, and West Virginia hoisting families to safety. Once they are up, those crews take them to airports so they can go to shelters or hospitals from there. Some flood survivors are just now seeing what's left of their homes. Clarence Reynolds recently remodeled part of his home in Breathitt County. He's now working to clear out damaged items and debris. He says his fish tank is one of the only things the water didn't destroy.
It just tears your heart out. You lost everything you worked for. You know, it's all going down the drain. It just hurts.
Now, Reynolds says his neighbor's home broke off its foundation. The whole block had been working together to clean up. More than half a dozen bridges are gone in one Pike County community. Multiple people had to be rescued in the Virgie area. One woman says she might have died if her neighbor hadn't come to help her.
His name is Brody Miller. He's my little hero. He actually saved my life, you know, and I know he did. If he hadn't come beat the door down, I would not have woke up.
Down the street, Herschel Fouts and his family lost the bridge that leads to their home. They've been wading through the water to reach a car on the other side. Eastern Kentucky school leaders are adjusting their school calendar because of flooding. Perry County schools lost 2 buildings, Robinson Elementary and the Buckhorn School. Next Thursday was supposed to be their first day of the school year. The superintendent says that will likely be delayed by a week or two.
So the long-term effects of this on my community is going to be heartbreaking for years to come. And, we're going to need a lot of support for a long time.
Breathitt and Floyd counties are expected to delay their first day by a week as well. The IRS is giving flood victims some tax relief. It applies to people who live or own a business in one of 13 counties, including Breathitt, Clay, Floyd, and Knott. Anyone in those counties with a valid 2021 extension will now have until November 15th of this year to file. That'll also be the new deadline for quarterly estimated tax payments for businesses. The Fayette County Sheriff's Office is accepting donations through Friday. They're asking for bottled water and Gatorade, non-perishable food items, baby supplies, and cleaning supplies. You can drop them off at the Fayette District Court Building. A Central Kentucky business is accepting donations for flood victims today. MLS Power Sports in Georgetown will be taking a massive trailer full of supplies to Eastern Kentucky tomorrow. They're asking for clothes, diapers, canned food, toiletries, and other items. They are accepting donations until 6 o'clock tonight. And volunteers are shipping donations from Lexington's Appalachian Regional Healthcare Office. The group is collecting items and sending them to ARH facilities in need. Many teachers brought school supplies for the Kentucky Educational Development Corporation.
And you know how difficult it is for just especially in today's time to, get school supplies. And when you see a school that's decimated as a teacher, it just breaks your heart, because we know how much time teachers put into decorating their classrooms before school and gathering supplies that come out of their own pockets.
You can also drop off supplies at any ARH hospital. There are 14 across the region. WKYT is partnering with the Foundation for Appalachian Kentucky and Appalachian Regional Healthcare for Appalachia Rises. Scanning the QR code there on your screen will take you to our fundraiser page. There you can find information on both of those funds. We also have addresses if you want to send a check instead. Country music star and Kentucky native Chris Stapleton is helping his home state heal. His Outlaw State of Kind Fund is donating to the Red Cross and Appalachia Crisis Fund through Foundation for Appalachian Kentucky. Yesterday, a viewer spotted him at the Prestonsburg Walmart. She thanked him for coming back home to help. Checking now with Jim Caldwell on the First Alert Weather Center. What you'll see as you head out the door, Jim.
And dry conditions. That's what you'll experience. We are pretty dry around central and eastern Kentucky right now. As far as anything new falling from the sky, we don't have anything out there. And I think that by later today, the best shot that we have is only some scattered stuff to develop out there. So we end up mainly on the dry side, which is exactly what we need. We need to try to string together a few days like this. Heavier rain, I'm watching it out to our western skies. You can see that head toward Owensboro, Evansville. Been raining there for a while. Some warnings likely. We look at the forecast breakdown for today. Mainly dry skies. Mix of sun and clouds. It's a little sticky out there. So the heat and humidity trying to come together. We'll probably run 85 to 90 degrees for your highs today. So it will have the heat with it. And then we get some more scattered showers and storms coming later in the forecast. I'll track those hour by hour coming up.
Also ahead, as WKYT Mornings continues on the CW, how Western Kentucky tornado survivors are helping their neighbors across the state.
Coit Deep cleans and disinfects your surfaces, air ducts, and more. We're here for emergency restoration, too. Call 800-4COIT to save 35% on select services.
The people you trust Coit.
We connect people to their work, to their families, to all things essential. That's why your Touchstone Energy Cooperative is here every day, making life easier in all the ways that matter. And of all the connections we make, we know none are more powerful than the human connection.
The power of human connections with Kentucky's Touchstone Energy Cooperatives.
Well, summer is in full swing, which has a lot of people thinking about projects around the house. Hey everybody, I'm with Kirsten from West Shore Home to talk shower and bath remodeling and how homeowners across America can start their project now and save big on shower replacement.
So Joe, we know a lot of people want to get their bath or shower project started, but they're not sure if now is the right time to do it.
Yeah, that's understandable. Money might be tight, there are other bills to worry about, but Kirsten, for somebody who wants to start that project right now, what's West Shore doing to help?
So right now we're offering our most flexible option for homeowners this year. For anyone who calls in right now, we're offering 2 full years of no payments and no interest financing. This is the most flexible option for homeowners looking to start their project.
So you're saying people can get their new shower bath installed right now and not have to worry about making any payments or paying any interest until 2024. That's really helpful.
It really is. People love this because it gives them the option to pay on their own terms for the next 2 years. We're trying to make it as easy as possible for people to get the project they want done right now. So let's go ahead and look at some projects we've done right here in the local area. We're seeing a lot of projects like this one right now. People want to get rid of their old bathtub and replace it with an easy, low-step walk-in shower. It's not only going to refresh your bathroom space, but it makes bathing safer and more accessible too.
Wow, that project doesn't just look amazing. The grab bars and the low step, it's going to make showering so much easier too. Can we see another one?
Absolutely. So let's take a look at this project. We replaced their old shower with something brand new and modern. And the best part, they don't need to make any payments or pay any interest for up to 2 full years.
Amazing deal. Kirsten, thanks. Folks, call West Shore Home now to take advantage of this limited time offer. West Shore Home is extending this offer for 1 week only. It's 24 months of no payments and no interest financing. And if you call in now, you can get 50% off the cost of installation. Call the shower and bath experts at West Shore Home now.
Hi, I'm Mark Krish of Coit Cleaning and Restoration. Over 70 years ago, we pioneered the cleaning business. Today, we continue to deliver exceptional services guaranteed in writing. Right now, save 35%. Go online or call us today.
Right now, we are tracking quiet conditions here in central and into eastern portions of Kentucky where we need it to be clear. We're out in Moorhead right now with our sky cam view, and you can see a little blue in from the skies. The clouds are certainly in the way, but there's still some blue. We jump back to Lexington, and we're experiencing the same thing. A little blue, a little cloud cover also showing up here in town as well. So that's where we are in the world of weather, just under a little bit of cloud cover. It's thicker here in Lexington, and you could see that on the sky cam view, and while it's a little thinner out there in Moorhead. 75 degrees in Moorhead, Mount Sterling, Richmond, Jackson, all at 75. Got a 76 degree reading out there in Prestonsburg. And then we've got 74 here in Lexington. So we're all on the warmer side, and it's going to get humid out there today as we advance toward the afternoon and evening hours. Watching these showers and storms out to our west, they've been rolling through for the past couple of hours, and look what's happening. You're lining up another round. See, this is what happened to us the other day. We kept getting round after round of rain. So we got another cluster that will try to follow along and try to move through the same skies as some of the other rain has, which could lead to some more high water issues out there to our west. So they're likely going to experience some of it. You look at the hour-by-hour forecast, and we might run into another shower or thunderstorm out there for a little later today. It's mainly a small chance, but it's still a shot at some rain trying to get into our skies across parts of Kentucky. We keep advancing, and as we do, we get you into your Wednesday forecast, starting off in the morning in the 60s. And there might be a stray shower around on Wednesday as well. We're probably going to push upper 80s, low 90s for daytime highs out there. Heat index going to be much worse than that, though. Now we're going into Thursday. And I think it's our next best chance to get some scattered showers and thunderstorms going. And you'll notice here it's not a whole lot of rain, and we're not dealing with a tremendous amount. But some scattered stuff goes up. Temperatures 85, 90-ish, and then things will start to settle down again toward the latter part of the day. But we increase that chance as we get into your Friday forecast. You're looking at long-range rainfall estimates anywhere from an inch to maybe 3 inches from the GFS, and the European model is a little more aggressive. It tries to paint more widespread 2 to 4 throughout the entire area over the next 7 days, with a good chunk of this maybe falling on Friday. So that's a concern as we move forward, because it could get interesting out there again with some of those more organized showers and thunderstorms coming into play. But we've got more chances as we head into the weekend. So scattered stuff here the next few days before we see the rain chance increase by the end of the week, Victor.
Jim, thank you. Now let's take a check to see how traffic's moving out on the roads. First alert traffic. Take a look at the camera out at Main and Newtown. We do have a report on inbound Harrodsburg Road at Corporate Drive. 4 vehicles involved. They say the left lane is blocked there. And North Limestone near 10th Street, a possible gas leak the fire department is checking out there. Going to want to keep that in mind. Well, we're learning more about the rescue story behind a viral picture. That picture shows 98-year-old May Ambergy surrounded by rising waters in her Letcher County home. A stranger ended up rescuing her and her family. Randy Polly caught that moment on camera. He says that he was afraid for that stranger's life, especially since he'd already seen people swept away by floodwaters.
I witnessed 2 fatalities right in front of me, in front of the school that I couldn't do nothing about, and it happened in a matter of 10 seconds. And at that time, I thought we lost 4 more people. So there was nothing I could do. I felt helpless because I was stranded at 3:30, and there's nothing that I could do.
Well, that stranger ended up saving Ambergy and her family, making it out alive himself. A makeshift nursing home is operating out of Wolfe County Middle School. 2 nursing homes in Breathitt and Letcher counties had to evacuate during that flood. State leaders were able to transfer some residents back yesterday. According to the Herald Leader, others still remain at that school. Western Kentucky tornado survivors are sending aid to flood victims. People from across the Commonwealth pitched in to help Mayfield 8 months ago. Now, the city's mayor, Kathy Onan, is rallying people to return the favor.
And I know exactly how overwhelmed they are right at this point. They're not a week into it. I hope we all can help because there's a lot to learn. We send our heartfelt sympathy and encouragement to all of those in Eastern Kentucky who are struggling so much right now.
Mayor Onan says that they are working to gather leftover supplies that were brought to the Graves County Fairground in December and send them to Eastern Kentucky. We are back with more WKYT Mornings on CW after this.
The Kentucky basketball team will hold an open practice to benefit those affected by the floods in Eastern Kentucky. That's next in sports.
Attend college for 4 years or more and then struggle to pay back your tuition, or get licensed in 1 to 2 years with the Building Institute's Fast Track Earn As You Learn low-cost education program. Choose wisely. Choose the Building Institute.
Something's not right. Something is not right. Everything's close. Or is it? I know what it's all supposed to look like, sound like, but it doesn't feel like that now. I've picked up the phone so many times. Mom, Dad, friends. How do I even start that conversation? I just want to feel like myself again.
Our mind is like our home. And home is everything. That's why we have to take care of it first. Talk with a mental health professional if you feel like you might be experiencing early signs and symptoms of psychosis, like hearing or seeing things that aren't there. Visit newvista.org or call our 24-hour helpline at 1-800-928-8000. New Vista. We see the good ahead.
America, home of the free. Free is our favorite word.
Free samples?
Like free samples.
Yum. Joy. Thank you.
Free samples.
We get it. That's why at Morgan & Morgan, our fee is free. That means you don't pay anything unless we win your case.
Grab one for my sister, too.
Injured? Thanks. Call Morgan & Morgan. ForThePeople.com.
Hello again.
You don't know me.
I've had rheumatoid arthritis for 24 years. Having everything right here is not only convenient, but it saves your energy as well. I've been very happy here. I felt that staff has cared a lot about the patients. I would definitely highly recommend the Arthritis Center.
This Wednesday, watch a new episode of Wellington Paranormal at 9, 8 Central.
John Calipari and the Kentucky basketball team have always been quick to lend a helping hand when disaster hits. And unfortunately, that's the case for the second time in 7 months here in Kentucky. Tuesday night at Rupp Arena, that's the night the Cats will have an open practice to help raise money for the flood victims of Eastern Kentucky. Donations will be accepted and 100% of the proceeds will go to benefit the immediate needs of those impacted.
my feelings are, what if it were me? What if that flood hit Louisville and wiped that out? Now we're talking 500,000 people. Or it went up to northern Kentucky, the tornadoes, and hit there and hits 1 million people. I mean, and then you're saying, well, it's not you, but it is our brothers and sisters from our state. And it always seems that the people that can least afford it are getting hit by this stuff, which is why we all got to step up and say, what can I do, even if it's little?
Now, Coach Cal also mentioned that 20,000 pairs of shoes were distributed to families devastated by the December tornadoes in western Kentucky, and that will happen again in the mountains in the coming weeks. And we end with one more act of kindness during a difficult time through parts of eastern Kentucky. Earlier last night, members of the Sayre football team helped load trucks full of essential needs headed for eastern Kentucky. Last season, the Spartans played against several of those towns affected by the floods, but now they're teaming up to help.
Yes, that's the best part about it, and that's why we came out here today, just to help out people. And even though we don't know them, we know that we're helping them out. It's devastating to see the pictures, but I don't even think the pictures can really put it in full perspective.
And that's a look at your morning sports. Have a great day.
We're back with the Morning Rush, the news you need to know. WKYT on the CW returns.
This week only at Ashley's Overstock Sale. Save up to 60% on overstocked items starting at $149. In stock and ready for fast delivery while supplies last. Don't miss it, in store only at Ashley.
Oh, hey, Art Hubbard, Hubbard Mechanical. It sure is a hot day today. Keep the heat outside. If your house isn't keeping up, give us a call here at Hubbard Mechanical. We'll get you all squared away.
Do you suffer from knee pain? Ever been diagnosed with osteoarthritis? Or worried about the risks involved with knee surgery?
It hurt all the time, like the nerves were rubbing against each other.
I was at the point of either replace my knees because I'm tired of this pain.
Get the relief you need without surgery. We're Arthritis Knee Pain Centers, the premier leaders in non-surgical knee pain treatments. Instead of surgically replacing your knees, our state-of-the-art procedures replenish the depleted natural cushioning in your joints with an FDA-approved shock-absorbing gel, without surgery and without downtime.
After the first injection, I knew it was going to work.
We've successfully treated thousands of patients. Medicare and most private insurance cover this procedure.
Full motion, no pain, walking, everything just back normal like it used to be.
Now with locations in Lexington, call 1-800-829-5680 for a free no-obligation knee pain assessment or go to arthritis-kneepain.com.
Now is the time to start a career in Lexington Corrections. New starting pay of $20 an hour, increased health, dental, and vision benefits, and a retirement package that makes this an opportunity you don't want to miss. Get the details now at lexingtonky.gov/correctionsjobs.
This Monday, watch a new episode of Roswell, New Mexico at 8/7 Central.
This week only at Ashley's Overstock Sale. Save up to 60% on overstocked items starting at $149. In stock and ready for fast delivery while supplies last. Don't miss it, in store only at Ashley.
This is WKYT Mornings.
Good morning. It's 8:56 on this Tuesday. As we start your day, here's what you need to know in the Morning Rush. Flood rescue and recovery efforts continue in eastern Kentucky. 37 people are dead. Governor Beshear says hundreds of people are unaccounted for. 5 counties are approved for individual aid. The governor asked FEMA to expand that. The Team Eastern Kentucky Flood Relief Fund has grown to more than $2.3 million. WKYT, the Foundation for Appalachian Kentucky, and Appalachian Regional Healthcare are raising money for flood victims. You can scan the QR code there on your screen. That'll take you to our fundraiser page. It has information on 2 different funds you can donate to. You can learn more at WKYT.com. Now let's get a check of First Alert traffic. Look at the camera out at Harrodsburg and Corporate Drive. We know there's an injury collision nearby. 4 vehicles involved and the left lane is blocked. And out there for us this morning, the weather's calm in central and eastern Kentucky, but out to our west, I'm watching this pipeline of moisture just set up with showers and thunderstorms. They had a complex, you can see it fading away. They had that go through earlier this morning, and now they're going to get even more while we're kind of dry here for the next little bit. We could see another scattered shower thunderstorm develop at times out there today, but it's not a big rainy day for us at all. We get you into your Wednesday, and I think we're back in the upper 80s, around 90, so you get the heat, the humidity, and those two things come together to make things kind of nasty. We look at the full 7-day forecast here, and as we do, get those chances of showers and thunderstorms increasing for Friday. That's my big concern, Victor, as we head toward the end of the week and we get some more organized thunderstorms rolling in town. Jim, thank you. Everyday Kentucky's next on WKYT. We're back at 10 and noon. More local news.
Closed captioning on WKYT is brought to you by Cumberland Valley National Bank. Bank better.